welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to recreate a look I did actually in December while I was without a laptop. So I did this look when I went out to dinner with my dad and my stepmom a couple days after Christmas, and I called it Pastel Air because it was from the Air palette by NYX, and the colors are very pastel. No, not that one. I'm gonna clean my face also because it's feeling blah. Just blah. Be right back. First we prime. This stuff goes a long way. I think I'm gonna get some new ones though, because well, I still kind of like it. I still really like it. It's just, it's not really, I've noticed there's still some areas where my pores are very noticeable. And you have to use so little, otherwise your fingers and your face will feel really filmy and slippery and slimy. We're probably going to try something else. Wipe the greasy feeling off with the fingers. Smells nice. Wipe the gunk off the mirror that doesn't want to go away because, ew. Because it's gunk, and gunk likes to stay. I'm really sad because I scratched my brush. Makes me sad. I usually do color correct first. I think I've done this before. A lot. You'd think that. I also plan to do a tutorial of how I did my Christmas Day makeup. I think I might redo the makeup I did for the Lindsay Sterling concert tutorial. I said in the video the idea was to make like an Instagram version of a makeup tutorial with my camera, my phone, but then it just ended up being that I took a lot. Okay. Good thing I have this red pigment in my face that is the bane of my fucking existence. I hate it so much. It makes me feel like the stereotypical, the really offensively stereotypical Native American, like specifically in Peter Pan, Disney's animated Peter Pan. Whoo! What makes a red man red? Oh boy. What makes a red man red? Well, probably lumping them into a stereotypical corner. Yeah, that would make somebody real red. From anger. I mean, it makes me mad. I hate the representation that disabled people get. There's even that show called Speechless. It's like a comedy, sitcom, whatever, and I think the actor is actually disabled, which is great, but the show comes off really what YouTuber Annie Elaney and many others, and myself included, describe as inspiration porn. The thing is, well, yes, it is flattering when my friends are like, you really inspire me, because I look at you and I see courageous and everything, and I'm like, that's sweet, thank you, but you have to understand that's also a little unflattering. I don't want to say insulting to me, personally. I can't speak for everyone else. It's not insulting to me. It's just, it's kind of one of those backhanded compliments, you know? Because the thing is, I just exist. This is just my life. To me, it's no different than the life of an able-bodied person, because this is what I know. This is how I was born. Oh, there ain't no other way. Baby, I was born this way. I had to. it popped into my head, and I was like, I would be completely remiss not to quote Lady Gaga, because Mother Monster, Queen. It's just a little frustrating because it's like we're human beings. But I would take the inspiration porn over things like the book/movie Me Before You. Fuck that shit. And Unbreakable, M. Night Shyamalan's film. This idea that your life is over or inadequate because you are disabled. Like, Me Before You was real bad. Like, Unbreakable turned someone with a brittle bone disease, which is what I have, into the villain. And I get it. You've got Bruce Willis's character who can't get sick or can't get injured or both. I can't remember. I saw it once. I hated it, and that was it. That was it with M. Night Shyamalan altogether for me, because I was like, the absolute negligence. Because he's also a writer for that. And I understand studios got involved and did their grubby little hands in, but anyways. So there's a lot of problems that I have with that film. I'm using the Dark Circle concealer, and I'm using an actual concealer brush from Wet n Wild, because it's just easier to maneuver. Shit, what was I saying? But Me Before You is worse because they take this healthy, able-bodied person who was adventurous and he did surfing and he was blah blah blah, hiking and all that jazz. He was very athletic. This is not working. And he got into an accident and he became a quadriplegic. So from the neck down. And I understand when you've lived that life and then all of a sudden this happens. It is a huge change and it would require a lot of adjustment. I get that. There's gonna be some animosity. I'm not saying I've never felt animosity towards being disabled in my life. In high school, I fucking hated it. I resented it. I wanted nothing to do. I didn't try to, like, reach out to the OI Foundation or try and meet with other people that have OI and you know, reconcile with my disability. I hated it. If someone had offered me a cure for OI in high school, I would have taken it. Even if it was experimental procedure type deal, I would have taken it. But in this case, he's got his parents and friends that love him and are supporting him and trying to help him. He meets this girl, played by Emilia Clarke in the movie. And she's, first of all, from what I understand, from what I've been told, she's not even qualified to be a caretaker for a quadriplegic. Ugh, words. She's just like, oh, I'm gonna go in for the job interview, because why not? It sounds fun. They end up falling in love. And still, by the end of it, he's like, I'm going to commit suicide, and I want you to watch. And she's like, no. But everyone else in the movie is like, you totally should. You should do this for him. So somehow, she's the crazy one in this. Granted, I'm just going off of what other people have said about the movie. I haven't actually watched it because I have no interest in that. Oh, I don't need to conceal my hand, but thank you. Our lives are not over with being disabled. We're perfectly capable of living very fulfilled lives. And I am only inspiration to people for just existing, just living my life the best way I know how. I am inspiration because of the fact that we have this representation, this idea of disabled people in society. It's like, oh, you're thriving and you're defying the odds and you're happy with being disabled. And I'm like, Look, I struggle every day with depression and anxiety. In that regard, yes, I am fighting. Because it is not second nature to me to be optimistic. My default setting is not optimism. Optimism. I fight every day because I know there's more to this world than the shit that we read, that we see, that we experience or hear about. There has to be more, because if there wasn't, what would be the point for any of us? And I continue to fight to be positive and endure because of the people that inspire me, the people that I love. I wake up every day, even on my bad days, I get out of bed because of my mother, because of my cousin, who is like my baby sister, because of my friends, and even because of you guys. Because I want there to be an understanding of you are not alone, and we can fight this together, and we can make a change in this world, in this society. You see it little bits here and there. Like I was seeing it a bit last year with all of the sexual harassments coming out, and suddenly there was this whole #MeToo movement, and then the Time's Up movement came about, and I was like, oh, we're inciting change. And then with the unfortunate incident with the shooting in Florida this year, suddenly we have these teenagers that are like, I'm not gonna be a victim anymore. I'm going to speak for those little kids in Sandy Hook that couldn't speak for themselves. And of course, there are people that are like liberals who are trying to take our guns and everything. And there's always going to be people that are going to misconstrue your intent. But you keep pushing and you keep fighting against the current, because that's the only way that change is ever going to happen. I don't think my skin is really liking this foundation primer combo anymore. Probably time to switch it up. This turned out to be kind of a ranty one. I'm sorry. I should probably put some Maleficent on, because I'm going to be wearing a liquid lip. You still that? I hate you so much. And you. I see you there too. Bastards. Bastards. I was thinking about doing a take on the how I did my makeup in high school video that I did last year, but I was thinking about essentially updating it, like how I would do that now. You know what I mean? Ooh, my lashes look amazing in that picture. Wow. And those are the real ones. I still gotta practice with the falsies. We're gonna go in with this pink here. And we're just gonna go in the crease, because there's really no base shadow here, and I totally didn't even think about it. Let's talk about something happy. Let's happy. No, happy Georgia just popped into my head, and I don't like Ren and Stimpy. Never have, never will. Funny enough, I confused that as a kid with Beavis and Butthead, and it was like, Grandma lets me watch Beavis and Butthead. My siblings were like, no, she doesn't. I'm like, well, what's that one show? And they were like, no, that's Ren and Stimpy. Which, looking back now, wasn't really a whole lot better. It was gross and bad. It was so bad. Beavis and Butthead was just stupid and high and blah blah blah, you know. I personally prefer Daria.
Do you think we should feel guilty about leaving our classmates stranded in the wild?
Who?
I still do. I have the entire series on DVD. Now we're going with the mint. The mint. Although I think I'm going to darken up the crease a little bit. I might use... I think I'm going to use this orange here and not the red. Yeah, that was a nicey. I haven't seen Black Panther yet. Really want to, but I'm really excited for Infinity War for one reason and one reason only. My golden helmeted boy. Babe. I love him. And this whole thing makes me sad because, like, you know, we're getting closer to the end of this portion of Marvel Cinematic Universe where Tom Hiddleston is eventually going to hang up his helmet, so to speak. I mean, they can't do this forever. That'd be great, but no. And it makes me sad because that means that, like, you know, when they do, like, the reboot or whatever, because you know they will. I mean, we've had several iterations of Spider-Man already. Now, with a nice packing brush to pack on color, and then to go in with a mint. And we're gonna go all over the eyeball. Weird. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Tom Hiddleston's low-key. I'm ready. I mean, he does have other, like, phenomenal movies. Watch High Rise at your discretion because it's pretty fucking intense, so just be forewarned. But it's still, like, a very well done film. My mom's favorite is Only Lovers Left Alive, which is very good as well. I would also strongly recommend watching the miniseries The Night Manager because he's just amazing. Like, that is where the rumors of him doing James Bond started. I'm gonna go in with a teeny angle brush. This one I am gonna spray. I'm gonna go in with this guy. Oh yeah. Kong was actually really fun. It was a lot of fun. I have it on Blu-ray, but my Blu-ray died. It doesn't want to play. It makes me very sad. I'm like, you're depriving me of my Hiddleston. I don't appreciate it. I kind of like the reverse wing. I haven't seen Early Man either, and he did a voice in that. I love how people think, like, you know, oh, he hasn't been doing much because he's been, you know, kind of quiet lately. And I'm like, literally, he's in London doing a stage production of Hamlet. I think he's doing work. Like, he's a classically trained Shakespearean actor, so yeah, that's home, basically. So just because you don't see, like, oversaturation of someone. That's the thing that happens in our mindset is like, we're like, hey, I haven't been bombarded with information and pictures and whatnot of this person, so I guess they're bumming it, you know? Like, people are shocked whenever the Backstreet Boys release a new album. Like, I didn't know they were still a thing. And I'm like, they've been touring for years and making albums for years. They took a 5-year hiatus because they all deserved a break because they were essentially working every single fucking day without a day off. And they have a very successful Backstreet Boys cruise that they do annually, which I think is really cool. Why is it creasing here? Don't fix the creasing. You're going into all of my lines. I don't like it. I should really get some under eye setting powder, huh? Damn. I was hoping I could avoid that. I have an eyelash in my eye. This one I'm definitely going to spray the brush because I'm going with the yellow and it's a pastel yellow, so it works better when you spray it. And no, I don't know why I keep closing the fucking palette. I'm not done with it, but I keep closing it. It's like a thing. You know what? Hang on. First things first, I'm gonna go in with trusty white. This might also help a bit. I really want that yellow to show up, but I still want it to be pastel. I don't want it to lose its pasteliness. Oh yeah. I'm going a little bit into the corner here. I'm rubbing it away. Don't really like that. Alright. Takes a little work. That's alright. Takes work to be this beautiful, okay? I did black liner. I really like the juxtaposition of light and dark, cute and goth, you know, things like that. No real surprise here, it actually turned out better the second time around. Don't mind the noises. My mom's just bringing down the apartment, you know. What else is new? Going to take my usual brow highlight brush and fucking eyelash still in my eye. And then I'm going to go in with this lovely iridescent shimmer rainbow sparkle. And we're just going to highlight and blend it a bit. That's how I do the all over. I know some people just do right here, but I do it all over because fuck yeah. I'm gonna have layers, color and sparkle. Okay. That's good. Have you guys watched any Tom Hiddleston movies? Other than, you know, Thor and the Avengers and whatnot? If so, please let me know. Because I've seen most of his movies. So tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what's your favorite. Want to know. Tell me if you've never actually seen one of his movies. Because I will happily recommend. There's this little gap between the yellow and the mint, and I'm thinking of doing something drastic about it. This guy, I think. We're also making amendments to the original look. It was kind of inevitable, I think. Oh, I hope this doesn't fuck it up. Oh no, that's interesting. I'm not going to dip into that color anymore, but I am going to... Oh, what's this one? Fade it under the bottom. Just so. No, every time. Doesn't matter if it's a brush or it's a pencil, whatever. It's always something. Jeez Louise, that's a mess. Ugh! The world is out to get to me. No, I don't want spider eyelashes. I hate that. Ugh, what is today? I just can't. I just can't. I love how most of the time when I try to move this mirror, it's like suctioned to the desk. But today it's like, nah, I'm gonna dance around. I don't know why, but Lady Gaga's telephone song just popped into my head. Hello, hello, baby, you called, I can't hear a thing. And I'm sick and tired of my phone ringing. Just a second, it's my favorite song you're gonna play. And I can text you with the drink in my hand. Hey. Okay. That's a little less spidery, I guess. It won't be when you see this, but today is National Unicorn Day. Got my unicorn brushes and my unicorn horn. Got some pretty pastel colors, so that's fun. I'm gonna use this guy, because why not? Oh yeah. Sweet. Okay, please be mindful that the eyelashes are kind of barely on by a thread. This is the look. It's a little tiny bit modified from the original look, but that's okay. It's still, at its core, the original look. I still really like it. I love these colors. I think they're so pretty, and you can mute them by just applying them dry, or you can really amp up the color by wetting your brush. Essentially, the possibilities are endless, which I think is fantastic. And I don't know, this headband, moving. It's moving and grooving on me, and I don't want it to move and groove. Be like the little town in Footloose and don't dance. Just So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give this video a nice thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye!